Hello and welcome to this Let's Play preview of Doom the Dark Ages, running with path tracing. I'm not alone here for this video. I'm joined by my friend and colleague, John Linneman. How you doing there, John?
I'm doing great, Alex. Good to be here. It's good to check out Doom with some path tracing action. Though you're the one playing with the path tracing enabled this time.
Yes.
I'm just here to compare.
Yeah, I'm over here on an RTX 5090 equipped PC with a Ryzen 7 9800X3D, and I'm playing in 4K DLSS performance mode with the path tracing on. And John, what are you playing on over there?
I'm on a Ryzen 9HX. So it's the mobile laptop. It's the mobile variant, and it's got the 5090 mobile, which actually I think is equivalent to like 5070 Ti-ish range. Mm-hmm. Something like that. It's pretty darn fast for a laptop, and it runs this game beautifully. So it'll be an interesting comparison. But yes, we are doing high-end hardware here because this video, I think, is focused more on what the heck does the path tracing actually get you visually, rather than like what kind of hardware do you need to run it. And that's something we will probably discuss, but let's take a look at these visuals, shall we?
Yeah, one thing you'll notice right away in the cutscenes here that should be lined up pretty nicely in post is that in cutscenes, the differences aren't as huge as you might imagine. Yeah, because essentially cutscenes are fully directed where they have all these like fake lights around every single human character always. So the difference between like lighting in a really controlled scenario is a lot lower than it is in a less controlled scenario in gameplay.
Let's keep in mind that this game has excellent ray trace global illumination on by default, right? So like the game is already lit with ray tracing. We're essentially just looking at a more extreme, better, accurate version of ray tracing.
Yeah.
For everything.
for everything. And there's a whole lot of stuff it does cover that we'll get to when we do to get into the gameplay. But first, the Slayer has to be unleashed, if you recall.
He does.
Yeah, this should be coming out this coming Wednesday. We're playing this on the Tuesday before that. And at the moment, I've been playing it all day today, checking out what the differences are. And some of them are pretty big. And I thought this level, since it is the most tech-basy looking one, you know, that classic Doom style, it could be the best to show off some of the greater differences. And here, the Slayer's on the ground, and we're about to get started.
Gosh, I love these cutscenes, though. They are very, very impressive looking.
Oh, they're
throughout
badass.
this game. They're really,
awesome.
really cool.
All right.
Man, I love this game. It's really cool. Let's just start by not moving initially. I got the double barrel out here. Let me switch here.
You
want the double barrel?
No,
All
let's
right.
do this. Let's do the normal one. Okay. You have slightly different modifications maybe than me? Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. So one thing, when you're outdoors in a lot of areas right here, just looking at some normal stuff, this should almost look pretty much the exact same.
Exactly. It does.
That's because the big differences don't come from just like large open skies and stuff like that. So let's push forward a bit.
Okay.
And we're gonna have to kill some imps up here and whatnot. We don't get any weapons because we've already played the game.
Let's take care of the enemies first.
Boom.
And then we'll look at the graphics. That's kind of how we do things here. Whoops.
I'm playing through a preview window on a capture card monitor, and my goodness, that latency is intense.
It is intense indeed.
So everyone in the audience, excuse us. All right.
Okay, so what do you want to look at, Alex? Let's find. Oh, I already see some nice differences there.
Yeah,
in terms of the way it does the reflection.
Yeah. So let's go to the corner right here of this area, right here. Boom. Right here. Right side.
This one.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yep, and go to the corner and look at the way the sky is reflecting across it. So you'll see some differences. Let's like line it up right there.
Okay. I got my little cursor there. Perfect.
So what we should see here is that a lot of the areas in the original game do not have ray trace reflections on them, just because they're trying to save performance.
And there is ray trace reflections in this, by the way, on PC. It should be noted.
Right. Yeah, which you have on right now, of course.
Yes, they are on.
Yeah. But as you're looking at materials like this here on the ground, as well as elsewhere in the game, you'll see that the added in path traced reflections add in a lot more reflections to those objects that have a duller sheen on them or are very rough, because the original game for performance reasons, keeps everything to almost a
roughness cutoff.
Yeah, exactly. Roughness cutoff is a lot lower, or it's actually just the full roughness range in this case. And that can have a really big effect in some scenes we'll be seeing later when we get inside the tech base.
Exactly. Like here, because of the way the roughness cutoff set, you only see it in the most reflective materials, like that shiny, beautiful blood.
Yeah, the blood on the ground, or, some stuff like that. Like if there's a puddle, like you can see here, it'll also see something similar.
And also, when using RT reflections in the PC version, there is still layering SSR, so you can see some of the detail changing. The barrel's still reflected, but the detail changes, right? Again, it's a speed thing. But I really want to caution again, we're looking at differences here and admit that the differences are relatively minor in a lot of cases because, again, we're talking about ray tracing versus extreme ray tracing, essentially, path tracing. And so it's like we're going from already amazing to exceptionally cool.
Yeah, and that even bears out in the performance that you can see by turning on the path tracing. Okay. In comparison, using the game's highest settings at DLSS Performance Mode 4K on an RTX 5090, turning on the path tracing settings to their highest only depresses performance by around 39%, which is actually pretty low in comparison to other games we've seen that have implemented path tracing. I think it's partially because, id Tech here 8 is a super performant engine in general, and its ray tracing is very performant in general, but also because the ray tracing already has a high cost in the first place. So adding on more ray tracing isn't that much more expensive, even if it is technically much more accurate. So in comparison to other games, I would say at least on RTX 5000 high-end, it isn't super expensive to turn on the path tracing here. It will be more scene dependent. Sometimes where some scenes, like we're seeing in this cutscene here, are going to have larger drops in performance, possibly because they have more foliage on screen or something like that. But in general, this is one of, if not the lightest path trace title we've seen released yet, even though it still has the same feature set as we've seen in other path trace titles.
All right.
Oh, you got the rocket launcher. Look at you, Mr. Fancy.
I'm seeing if I can mess with the shields using this. But they actually wanted you to do something else here. I feel like using the rocket launcher just because it's fun.
Where'd that guy come from? That was weird. So let's go inside.
Hold on.
After you kill those duders up.
All right, fine.
I love how you're using different weapons than me. It shows how you can play the game so differently.
Oh, we're both kind of just messing around here for now.
Oh, wait. That's why they're respawning. I think they want you to use the shield.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like a...
R. Are you playing with a controller? Or? Yeah.
Right. That's what they want you to do. It's the tutorial thing, of course.
Yes, it's the first level tutorial.
The first time they introduced that, so I wasn't supposed to do that.
Okay, it's all right. Let's destroy this with the R again.
Yep.
Boom. Okay, so let's go inside and get rid of the dudes in here so they don't bother us.
Oh no, I blew up the barrel. I'm sorry.
I forgive you. I'll blow it up too to keep everything safe. Get rid of all the baddies.
All right, you got to heat up the shield and then you can unleash it.
Right. Okay, so let's turn around.
Okay.
And take a look at this door here, like this. You can push forward a wee bit like that, and then aim towards the bottom of the door. Right there. So on yours,
like this.
So like on yours, what you'll see is the only really hint of reflection you'll get there is in the water that's right beneath the door.
Right.
And you don't get any of the reflection on the much duller metals beneath it. Because to save performance, this game tries to run on stuff all the way down to an RTX 2060 and PS5.
And it does.
And it does very well, by the way. This allows you to push higher, so you get a lot more reflectivity. So let's just open the door really quickly.
Well, actually, back up there, Alex. Also, look at your weapon. Look at your weapon, the way it reflects the light.
Yeah, it's a lot more, because the weapons in this game are actually pretty dull metals usually, or just like dull wood. So let's open up the door, and you can see the light spill in. So like, if you look on the side over here, so like, you can do it like that. That's pretty good. Yeah. You can see how there's a lot more light spilling in because there's a lot more bounces. The original game just uses like diffuse probe based lighting for its GI, which is good enough for a lot of stuff. But for anything where there's more complex, multiple bounces, or the materials are not just diffuse, it's going to fall apart. And this is a good place to show that it can look quite a bit better.
It does. I agree. I love doorways going from inside to outside and vice versa. That's always a great place to see really nice advanced GI in effect.
Yeah. And so now another thing we can see over here is some of the nice
all right,
emissive lighting.
That's fantastic. All right. Yes, you get the emissives with path tracing. So like that actual strip of whatever it is, like LED stripes or whatever, that actually can be seen. That actually generates light, which is not the case otherwise.
Yeah, and also the little marker here that says you can break open the door, it's also generating light. That's
you're right.
It looks.
If you walk close to it, does it light up your? Yes, it does. See, look at that.
Isn't that awesome? It gives me straight up Doom 64 vibes.
I know. I love that. It's so good.
Let's break it open just to push forward a bit. Boom. Get
All
rid
right,
of all of our friends, the cultists. Oh, you have to bash it. I love these rooms.
Yep. Cultist done. And again, the reflections look quite different here, don't they? And
you get a lot more on the floors.
Also, like the bit of ambient shadowing coming in is even better.
Yeah.
The path trace version.
So one thing you'll see is there's a lot of over darkening in your version, as well as stuff can leak through very thin walls as a result of the way it works. But it's fine. Still looks great. Also, just
it does.
There's a lot more specularity on my end. Like, just stuff is a lot specky.
Yep.
All right, let's go backwards. Let's go back in over here and open up these doors.
Another day slaying demons in the Digital Foundry world.
It's the way it works. So one thing you'll be noticing when enemies are attacking on my screen, and there's a lot of that, you'll see that all of the fire effects and all of their cool little particle effects in my version, and not necessarily in John's, all emit light because they're all under this emissive tagged materials.
So do you have the plasma weapon handy?
Yeah, I do actually.
Pull it out.
Which one? Let's see.
Right there.
Where do you want to? Oh yeah, wait. Get rid of that baggie so he doesn't bother us. So.
Okay, so like if you just shoot, does it generate light? Let's find out.
Wait, you have to get closer to an object so you can actually see it. But yeah, you should be able to see all that.
It does, yeah. On this side, you don't get that at all.
Yeah, so they obviously have to save performance in some way. This game uses a Ford Plus renderer. They can spawn a lot of lights, but not nearly for every single particle effect.
No, that's a lot. That's a lot. Remember when they introduced mods for Doom 3 back in the day, where every shot was a light as well? That was awesome. That was very different tech, though.
So here it applies to all the particle effects in the game that are emissive. And it can be really cool looking, like when you're flying the dragon, and you can see like the added in light from the dragon shots everywhere. And they're also they're muzzle flash shadows too from this. They're a bit harder to see because, well, I mean, it's a very dark game.
Right.
But
okay.
It's absolutely fantastic lighting stuff.
So let's get back out the old shoddy.
Yeah. I use the fire bullets. Do you use those? I don't know.
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh, look at you. Oh, wait. Let's get rid of this guy.
It's been some weeks since I played through this, so I'm actually forgetting what the controls were.
Yes, I was too, right when I got up playing this earlier. Let's break that guy apart. Boom. Yeah. Here's another area where you can see a lot more light coming in just due to the fact
you get a little bit of specular on the rough material here, but it's not nearly as accurate. It's sort of like a general specular response.
Right.
And yeah, we do get the ray traced reflection here, as you can see, which is cool.
So one thing you'll notice too is that your reflection is sharper than mine.
It's like mirror-like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it exactly. They may bias the rays or bias the material, but whenever ray tracing happens on it, they always try and make it look more mirror-like than it is. Right. Probably once again for performance reasons. So you'll see a lot of along with the reflections applying to more objects, you'll tend to see a lot of the reflections being just much like differentiated. There aren't all just mirror-like.
And that's key, because making rougher reflections is indeed more expensive than mirror-like reflections, in case people are wondering.
Yeah.
Because it's more coherent, right? Like you don't need to worry about the rays going off in all directions and creating that rough-looking reflection. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Here.
So we go around here. It's fun playing with the HUD basically off, so we can analyze everything.
Look at that glorious glow on the ground here on my side.
Oh man.
Come on, man. Stop. Leave me alone. You get a lot more. If you look at the top here, the GI is bouncing a lot more on the inside of the windowsill, or however you call that. You get a lot more bounce lighting now.
You got that weapon out.
I don't know what its name is. It's awesome.
It is awesome.
All right, let's push forward one more time here. Let's push forward to these pickups right here.
Yeah.
So now on mine,
look at that.
There's a couple things you'll be noticing. One is that
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Would you guys leave me alone,
imps?
please?
Yeah. Use a longer range weapon just to wreck them.
What do I feel like using? Not the chain shot. It's the pulver. Oh no, that's not that great for that.
I'm just using this.
That's not so great either.
Oh my god!
Leave
me alone.
How about the rocket lawn chair?
The rocket lawn chair.
That's an old Metal Slug joke. When you pick up it's a rocket lawn chair.
Rocket launcher.
So I've always said that now. I can't help it.
See this guy's corpse right here? Let's go
right
to there, and then look in between them.
Oh yeah, how do you change the mode on weapons? F. That's what it is. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so go over to that guy's corpse, and you can look at them, and you'll see. So on mine, you'll see the reflection is much more total. You can see a lot more of the stuff in the reflections now.
Yeah, look at that.
And one reason for that is because now the materials in reflections are much more accurate to the ones in the primary view. So you'll see in a lot of areas in the game, like holograms and stuff now actually have the proper material attached to them instead of using the generic material that the game uses. And another thing about these pickups is that they have got these little pricks of light coming out of them. Those are done by emissive textures and stuff like that.
Which is super cool.
Yeah, they look great. And now they're actually in the reflections. So there's a lot of areas in the game now where you'll see added in force fields. Any of the holograms in the game are now actually perfectly represented in reflections, whereas before the only thing that could potentially capture them was screen space. But screen space is a bit dodgy when you start getting to stuff like this.
Also, how about how's the shadow stuff looking? So
the shadows, I've found that in most scenes in the close range, they're actually not that big of a difference.
Yeah, you're right.
And the reason for that is because a lot of the game does take place indoors, and these things have really tight shadows, so they have enough resolution. But as when you get outdoors, to the middle section of the game,
the more long distance shadows where they're kind of very soft and diffuse.
Right, and those break up a lot due to just general issues in shadow maps. And so you're seeing here in this prepared footage I have, stuff from leaf shadows look quite a bit worse in the base default version of the game versus the one that's using RTXDI. And you can turn off sun shadows or indoor shadows. Indoor shadows, not the most helpful actually for visuals, but the outdoor ones definitely are a big win. Yeah.
All right, let's continue then.
Let's continue onward. Oh yeah, we have to go. I think we got to go downstairs. Yeah, we got to go downstairs. Kill these dudes. Take that and that. Boom.
Oh wait, it's
So yeah, we can't see it right here, but all those things are emissive as well too. So any single time you see any of the cool power-ups or breakables, they all are emissive. And in some areas, as we're going to be getting up to right up here, you'll see green emissives coming from one of the areas you can exit out of.
Right.
There's a lot of really awesome stuff. Boom. For you, one of those green shots he shoots at you, it shouldn't actually light up the environment as much as it does here because it's getting GI and direct lighting. It's amazing.
Yeah, the glow is there, but it's less noticeable.
Boom.
Man, unrelated to that, but just the animation in this game is so good, isn't it? The way they stumble and move, especially when they're running full speed and you kill them and they kind of just that momentum carries them to their grave.
So look up from right here. We should see a bigger difference.
Yeah.
So the metals are obviously affected a lot more now by actual bounce lighting, but the bounce lighting is now going to be different. So you see some quite big differences when you look at stuff like this.
Especially the way this sort of metal rim here, up here, whatever material that is, you see it's just unnaturally dark looking on this version, because it's not getting any sort of bounce light from anything. So it just, so you can kind of see where the probe stuff falls short, because it is still a sparse grid, I guess, of these. So there's going to be areas that are missed, right? But you don't get that here with the fully per pixel, beautiful path tracing. But even still, though, I do think the difference overall is less pronounced than, say, Indiana Jones, because that game relied on so much natural lighting in these natural locations.
Oh, that's right. Wait a second. Yeah, this game, I would say because a lot of this game does take place in these like kind of indoor constrained areas. Those are the areas where the biggest difference is typically in reflections.
Yep.
Oh, that was so violent. I'm gonna have to bleep that probably.
Which is probably why they did reflections for Doom Eternal, right?
Yep, it was the biggest win probably for that game.
It was a smart choice. It worked well.
This game's amazing, by the way.
I know.
It's so much fun.
I came around on Doom Eternal again after doing a Nightmare run, and just like realized like wow, okay. I had forgotten how good this actually is. Nightmare on Doom Dark Ages is not nearly as engaging as Doom Eternal, I must say.
Yeah, I think it's just level size, right? It's like you're like so close to the dudes in the OG Eternal. Like you're so like they're deadlier as a result.
The thing about Eternal is they just throw so much. There's so many situations where you're like, really, you're gonna do that, and you just forced to deal with it, and it ends up being awesome because it always feels like they're just trying to like throw the middle finger at you, and it's really fun. It sounds weird, but it's true. Okay, so what do we got in here?
Nothing too big. The next area is a lot cooler.
Is it just me? This specific hallway feels extremely 2004.
It does.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like your friendlies are all here, they're all hurt, and they're standing around like, oh, here comes the big dude. I feel like this is straight out of Quake 4 or something.
I was gonna say this is like Rhino Squad's. This is Rhino Squad's territory. If you've ever played Quake 4, I don't make me have to reference Quake 4 footage now. Oh, John, no.
No, don't. You don't have to do that.
No, I will. It's too funny.
Okay.
But yeah, that's straight out of it. Like Halo 2.
Oh man,
it's like the exact same thing.
Look at that. The specular
the
reflections there from the door. That looks so good.
Yeah,
and it's
awesome.
I love those types of subtle reflections you get on really rough materials, and that's also the stuff that can be like without good denoising, that can look absolutely awful.
Yeah, that's right? One thing that's really cool here is that I'm running with ray reconstruction on, and that does help a lot of the materials in the game to look quite a bit better. And it also has some cool side effects. I found out the game's volumetric lighting is kind of stippled looking without it. That's just the default way the game looks. Oh, there's a lot of baddies here. But with ray reconstruction on, as we're seeing here, it cleans up the game's volumetrics too as a nice side effect. They look even better, which totally not expected, but I'm
that is awesome. What a cool detail.
Oh, look at that. Okay, look at this. Oh my God, he just got stuck to the wall, and there was like emissives on the wall. That's amazing. So cool.
Oh, all right, okay. Where are we going here?
I think we got to go in front of us over here. Boop, that way.
Well, I mean, just look at ye old graphics.
Yeah, there should be some stuff in the room coming up here that's really good. Like a lot of extra reflections on my side. Let's kill these dudes. So like, here's one of the great examples of after we kill these guys, of the force.
I will try not to break the barrels.
It's okay. If you do, I forgive you. It's all right. You can use your melee. That gets rid of stuff without
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, here's a great example of like. So for you, it's fully in screen space if you just look up and down.
Exactly. See, so we're getting like the world geometry reflected in the ray that's in the BVH. So you're getting those ray trace reflections, but this force field, like the particles, is all done in screen space, right?
Yep.
But obviously with the path tracing, it's actually doing everything. So you actually get that full. Not only do you get it in the reflection itself, but it's also, again, because of the difference in roughness, can actually display it on that rough cement.
Yep.
So the reflection just looks more complete, right?
Yeah, and if you get up close too, you can even see that it's like animated and stuff like that. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and there's like none of. Hold on, yeah, this is the. Oh, what's going on here?
Z fighting.
That's guys.
How could you? Look at this corner.
I know you guys are watching this, so I'm just
this
gonna
is
say
unplayable.
I'm sorry.
Unplayable.
I'm so over. See this side? This is all good. This side, it's infested with demons. It's infested with demons. You must take out the demons. I'm sorry.
Righteous, sinister. Okay.
Exactly. All right. How about these containers here? Do they?
Well, one thing is I get the emissive lighting from everything here. That's pretty sick looking. Yeah, you get it from the little power pack pickups on the ground, as well as from the massive. I don't know. Was that like a plasma core or something? I don't know. Super subtle, and ray reconstruction also keeps like the surface normal there looking really crisp.
It does. It's really like a good throw rug that ties the room together. in a way that I just love.
It's the best.
And that's the thing about a lot of this path tracing stuff I found is like it's not necessarily like in your face differences, especially in a game like this. It's just that it makes everything feel more natural, where all the lighting works perfectly in tandem, right? Like it behaves more as it actually would.
Yeah.
If this horrible place existed in real life.
I love this. Let's push forward.
The statue that we can destroy.
I forgot about that. Wait, you really can?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, obviously that's updated just fine in the reflections.
I love it.
That's awesome looking.
I
didn't even know that.
The physics in this game rule the way they work.
Oh, this is great. This PhysX demo levels kind of stuff.
And especially the way that it's very smart the way they sleep everything when it's not moving, and then they reactivate it as soon as you shoot it. So
you can't even tell. It's good.
It feels like the objects are always ready to break apart and move no matter what, and it's just great. It makes the game feel way more interactive.
Way more. Okay, wait. So like another thing you'll see is like
where is that?
This is in the room beyond you. It just looks different because there's all the emissives from from it
exactly.
Here.
God, I freaking love emissives, dude. That's one of my that's one of the reasons Cyberpunk path tracing looks so good. They have emissive lights everywhere with those signs and giant light panels. Light panels are one of the hardest things to do with traditional rasterized lighting. You just can't have that full giant field of light. That's like usually you see like a specular highlight that's just like a single dot underneath one of those giant light panels. And you're that's not good. But here, man, look at that. That is, I'm a big fan of that. And just like the color effect of it, like, wow, that's really. It's also beautiful. On the gun.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
Let's push forward again. We're gonna get soon to the clean room area, which is where I really want to show off.
And again, ray tracing. More emissive action here. Look at the screen space reflection makes it look more blue tinged, so it doesn't even really match. See,
I wonder why it does that.
When you occlude it, you get just sort of a pure white light, which is what you actually see.
Yeah, zero screen space. That's what I've noticed in the PT. They don't seem to be using it for anything.
That's so good.
So you don't get any of the inconsistencies that you get with the RT presentation. I think we can push forward here just fine. Just climb up. I think there's this hallway coming up soon with some like death traps in it and whatnot.
The thing that amazes me about this game is that really it looks good on every platform though. Like even on the low settings, it's not. When you say low, it doesn't look quote unquote low, right? Oh, this could be a cool room. Let's take this guy out here. Okay. So let's see how does this behave if we walk forward into the middle of it like this.
It looks pretty similar. I think it's because they spawned rasterized lights here.
It does look there's too much blood on my floor. Let's go right here.
Okay, yeah. I mean, well, the floor looks quite a bit different.
To the last panel.
Yeah. The floor looks different.
The floor looks quite different, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
there's more blue light here on mine.
Yeah.
It still doesn't look bad in your version.
No, it looks good. And that's, again, I keep saying it because I know how people are about this stuff, and I get it. But, like, really, the regular ray trace lighting is still awesome. Like, it's fantastic. Like, this is like going from 80% to 100%, you know, where the ray traced probe-based lighting that they have is already, like, 80% of the way to amazing. If you will, right? It's just the path tracing takes it that extra mile.
So, obviously, you get some nice emissives after you kill those cultists.
Oh, you killed the cultists?
I did. I got rid of them. Big time.
Oh.
Boom. You should see some
nice
emissive lighting on the left over
here.
I
almost didn't recognize it because without the emissives, it looks so different, actually.
Yeah, it just looks like a lot of kind of like light leak and stuff like that, as well as just video game.
Exactly. Like the canisters on your side, they're accepting the light correctly instead of like, it just looks correct.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice. How about the table here?
Oh, well, this is a big difference, actually. Like you get, if you just, let's go like this. You should be able to see all the lighting on the table.
Pure video gamey, right?
Yeah, yours is just very diffuse looking, you know?
There's no glow on the table. It's just...
How could they?
And man, I love these types of rough reflections, like the bottom of the canister there. It's like both a reflection and a shadow in one, essentially.
It's the best.
It just looks really, really good. And you see that kind of stuff in real life on these types of surfaces. Did you shoot the table?
I wanted to punch it because I wasn't sure if it could be punched, but apparently this layer just wrecks everything. There's nothing static. And it's all updating just fine. Let's pick up the key card.
Well, that's one of the reasons they went with ray trace lighting in the first place, is to increase the amount of physics, right? Because when you do like lots of destructibles without ray trace lighting, which we've seen before, but it makes the objects kind of glow and stand out, right?
Yeah, they typically have pretty poor lighting.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of really cool stuff in this scene, like with regards to like all the dynamic lights spawning in. So like I was saying, all of these like holograms that are the hell holograms here are all like lighting up the scene. It's a little bit hard to do because I'm constantly being attacked. But in this extra footage I've provided, I like how they have nightmare imps in the game, by the way. That's a nice callback to Doom 64. Doom 64 is just so good.
Which it didn't really work on.
I know. I could marry Doom 64.
Doom 64 is very good. I agree.
Had personage. I'd marry Doom 64. Anyway, how many bad guys are there here? Jesus.
Okay.
Isn't it kind of cool how they've kept the Hell Knight design since Doom 3? I always love that.
I like that design a lot. All right, so we took this out. That means this door. We now have the door. We can open this key card door.
Yeah,
right?
And this is the clean room area, which has very different materials. So we should see some really big differences right
This
here.
looks more like the very late stages of Doom Eternal. I'm forgetting the name of that whole area,
remember,
but you know what I mean.
I know which one it is. It's like when you start getting to the Maker Tech stuff.
Yeah, it's the Maker stuff. Before you go to the final level in the city, there's like a couple levels like this.
Yeah, and this is like the gold and the white pristine stuff, and it just looks so good. And also in yours, the funny thing is you can like see like I think they do blend in some cube maps on yours.
Yeah,
like on the right, because if you look at the reflection on the right, it's totally misaligned.
It is misaligned. Where is that coming from?
I think they do use some sort of like what do you call it, some cube maps for the duller surfaces to actually give them proper to at least give them some reflectivity, because they can't accept what do you call it?
No, see, it aligns with this arc real well. I mean, it could just be a box projected style cube map, but like
I think it is. Yeah, I think like you should see it misalign when you get to the actually super specky stuff. Like
yeah, look at that. So that's so interesting that that's there. Well, I mean, I guess also on consoles there is no ray traced reflections, right?
It needs cube maps, right?
Yeah, it's just SSR and cube maps.
I love these materials here.
That floor looks so good on the path trace version.
That sheen is ridiculous.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, usually a normal denoiser would have really big trouble, like, keeping the normals on a floor like this. It would just scrub over them usually, but you can still see them.
Yeah, this is staying right there. Look at that. Oh, man. Yeah.
It's funny how your floor looks black as a result, just because it isn't reflecting the environment.
Exactly. It's such a different look. Wow. Yeah, and ray reconstruction really putting in the work there.
It definitely is.
Okay.
All right. Let's push forward. This seat's awesome.
Mate. Let's jump down here.
Boom. Yeah, this is an entire room filled with these reflections, and it's a fight. So we're gonna see a lot of nice materials you have to open up the door, I think, though, for it to spawn the dudes. Yeah, here's another great place to just show off like all the added in reflections.
There we go.
Did you spawn them in?
Yeah, by accident.
You hit the thing.
I did not actually. I just walked over towards the.
Oh, it just did it. Yeah, here. So one thing that Doom the Dark Ages does really well is it does include a lot of stuff in the BB-8 structure. Like a lot of the characters are in it, so they move and they update just fine. That's all in the path tracing version too. But they added in some other stuff. Like I described earlier, the materials are higher quality in the ray tracing, and you can see that quite often in reflections. As well as when you're in any of the outdoor levels, they include a lot more of the vegetation. Like all the leaves are in it now too, which they weren't before. A little bit hard to see, honestly, because they aren't very mirror-like reflections usually. But when they do show up, they're pretty obvious, and they look a lot better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still a few dudes chilling in here.
I've only been using the plasma gun, not even strategically switching weapons.
Oh, yeah, like for that one. We got a good reflection coming up here. Look at this.
Oh yeah, go over that. I want you to look out of screen space in a second for that one. You'll see something kind of interesting. Which one is that?
Through that door right there.
Oh, the one downstairs? Okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, let me just get rid of these dudes. They just burn up. Look at that.
Take them all out. Oh man, look at that. That looks so
cool. That looks bad cool.
Oh wow.
Okay, let me just get rid of these guys. Okay. That should just be about everyone.
Come back towards the entrance a little bit.
Yeah, so go away, dude. Okay, so if you look out of screen space in yours, I'm pretty sure the material should disappear, if I recall. So
I'm here.
Yeah. There's more dudes coming here.
Okay, so just the light stuff disappears. There's still reflections there.
There's still
reflections. Looks like this.
Yeah, but the material's wrong, basically.
The material is wrong.
Yeah, so proper materials in the path trace
version.
There it goes. Yeah. Obviously, another big difference is the ray reconstruction is going to be a big difference between our versions as well, too. As well as the materials not just being, full on mirror, like they are much more mirror like in yours. Yeah. But, obviously these kind of things where you just don't get any of that on your side, it's just the cube map.
Yep.
Plus the reflections. I love it. Yeah. They're not going to leave you alone, unfortunately. That's actually a good example on your side where most of the reflections from those guys right there were just, screen space, actually.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, these guys. These on the ground. I don't know if you can see that. Go behind the one pillar to the right there.
This
where
one?
I am right. Yeah, you'll see. Oh, go away.
Right there.
Yeah. So yours... on your end, I don't know if you can see the difference.
Oh, look at that.
They're also coming for you, too. It are.
Come on.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that. It's because it's screen space and it's a globe shape, they can't actually reflect it correctly, right. I guess, right?
Yeah, because the sides of it are disoccluded, actually. Or disoccluding the background, I should say. Yeah, so right. it's you get it actually like in there. So on mine though, one thing you'll notice is that apparently not everything is in there because there's a little like Tesla looking like ball inside that's like jiggling around. That's actually not in the reflection though.
That's an interesting point.
I have no idea why, obviously. I could not even begin to tell you why.
That must be cube map right there. Look at that. There's like
on your side?
There's like that orange stuff in the reflection.
Yeah, maybe. It's a little bit weird. I don't know where that light's coming from on your end. It could just be the cube map. I think so. It's parallax corrected cube map, which is just wrong.
So that's correct. Yes, it's interesting to see that. Yeah, here's the... no, I mean, it could just be what's in the BVH, see?
It could be just the wrong lighting in the BVH.
It parallaxes correctly, like not like a cube map would. Like it actually has like 3D depth to it.
Yeah. So yours just has like some wrong light in it.
Yeah. I wish we could peer inside the BVH to see what's... I love that about Unreal Engine Unlocker, being able to like look at what's actually being in the reflection and such and what's in the lighting.
We'd see really big differences here because yours would be very scarcely lit and mine would still have like ray traced reflections in it as well as... because it's going to have multi-bounce, so you'd still see all that stuff. This stuff looks great. Oh my god. Like this dead cultist. It's just the best.
Yeah, that dead cultist does look great. Wow, look up here again.
Yeah.
The surface.
It's so different.
Now, I can see someone making an argument that they prefer how it looks in the non-path trace version. Because I don't agree, but...
I would always say, well, they're wrong.
I was gonna look, okay, that has got to be some cube map action there. Look at that.
What is that guy?
This doesn't make any sense.
You looking up there? Yeah. For me, it's like this.
It's actually parallax. It's trying to simulate these, but it's not really getting it done.
I mean, it's going to be pretty cool to see next gen when id Tech can run RT reflections on the consoles too, because then they wouldn't even have to have cube maps anymore, probably. So they'll be all over that.
I don't know how realistic it is, but in the interview I did with Billy, he did mention that he would love to be able to ship the next game as just fully path traced. But I fear that may not be oh, okay, let's see what we got here. So this actually looks good in both, for sure.
Yeah, like yours should have a raster light spawned on it.
Are you getting the shadows and such in there?
I get a lot of shadows. I don't know if yours has shadow. It doesn't look shadow casting on yours.
It's not shadow casting at all.
No, I do get nice shadows. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Doom, the one thing I have to praise them for is they don't tend to use a lot of non-shadow casting lights, actually.
Right.
They're pretty good at that. I don't know. Oh, there's usually just a pickup there, if I recall.
One thing that is a slight bummer is that they still haven't gotten the HDR perfectly dialed in. Oh yeah.
Here's a nice another comparison with the emissives.
Yep. Yeah, that symbol actually is proper emissive. Look at that.
Is that the Gears of War cog?
Yes. What else would it be?
I don't know. All right, let's push forward.
Okay.
You can do that.
Boom. Oh, Mancubus again. Hello, Mancubus man.
Yeah, he's a lot of super big reflections on my side here, where yours is a little bit more tame.
Super giant.
Yeah. So actually, this is a big room where actually I remember the first time I played the game, I recognized that the emissives are not proper in the reflections. Oh, I'm getting smashed up here.
Right.
Because this giant... What is the Sentinel? Is it the Sentinel mech? I forget the name of the Sentinel mech.
I think it's the Sentinel. But yeah, he's just not... So this actually does have the ray trace room reflection.
Yeah, but he's like the wrong color.
There. Wait. Yeah, he is there, but he's completely... It's like the model without like the... Whatever they're doing to it to make it appear lit in this way. Like it's supposed to be like a computer-generated hologram, but when you look here, it's just that.
Yeah, and you get also the holograms on the side that are ticking upward and downward on mine, which is really cool looking.
Look at that. It layers in screen space, but...
Yeah, getting rid of screen space stuff is like, I think, the next level, because we still need screen space to do a lot of stuff. And path racing is just saying like, okay, let's try and avoid that as much as possible. And I think it makes for a much more coherent looking package. It's still good looking though. I mean, it's not bad. I think we have to climb up. Boom. Yeah, some more of these nice.
Oh yeah, another one of these things. There's basically there is no reflection because it's too rough.
Yeah, it's just way rough. Also, like, it just looks weird on your end. Actually, it looks a bit strange.
It looks like it's floating on both, and I think it's just that weird like.
So, do you see here the RTGI or like that? You also get a bit of it too, if you notice. That's
actually
pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Mm-hmm. From that very weirdly bluish, was it? Yeah, magenta or cyan? I'm forgetting which one that is.
I think that's cyan.
Yeah, cyan is the blue-ish tinge.
I distinctly remember reading the word cyan for the first time ever while playing Halo Combat Evolved. I was like, "What's cyan?"
I read it when I used to play CGA games back in the day.
Yes, it is one of the color.
Or when I played Myst.
Oh yeah. I think we have to go forward here because now we have the blue key.
Yeah.
Boom. It's just OP.
Yeah, you know me.
Some more guys behind me.
Done. Nobody behind us.
All right. Now the force field should be opened up and we'll be going outside. And then we're going to look at one last thing. And then we're going to start wrapping this baby up.
Sounds good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Boom.
Yeah. Once again, our Quake 4 rooms.
Those are good guys.
Yeah, these are the good guys. Do they actually ever help you in the game? Like, do they have AI where they shoot baddies? I don't even remember.
What could they do?
This is a cool area. It looks good in both, though. You still get some reflections on your end. They look good. Just less.
Actually, yeah, the screen space layering is really good here. Like, it's very subtle, but it's there. Okay.
It's bush.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you get this mirror like? Yeah, see, that's the way the mirror, the reflections differ. Here we can actually see directly inside what's in the BBH on this side, and yeah, the texture's obviously simplified, but it does create that like mirror like reflection.
I would say like not either one is bad looking.
No, they both look good.
Yeah, like yours is just they bias it to be more mirror like. That's about it.
It's really interesting to see that difference.
Yeah, let's push up. Oh, cutscene.
Let's see. Oh, right. It's just like a weird like go here thing for some reason.
That was like a Gears of War thing. You know,
Yeah.
like go over here. What's with the Gears of War references? Okay. So, yeah, let's go up here. I want to show like one of the fire reflections because that's kind of cool difference. Boom.
The coal train agrees.
I love smacking dudes in this game. I actually would wonder what it would be like to play out without the slowdown when you hit stuff. I wonder what the game would feel like.
You try increasing the gameplay speed, it's pretty fun at 150.
I got to try it because that would, if at 150, it would just be a tiny bit slower than real time.
Right.
Absolutely obliterated that dude, John. My goodness.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the fire here. So what do we got?
Yeah. So yours, I just wanted to show briefly before we cull this video, is that on your end, it should just all be in screen space.
Ah.
Yeah. So like, if you look down, it should just disappear.
Yep.
And
It's
mine
gone.
stays in. Not bad.
That is cool.
Yeah, one thing that you don't tend to see a lot of, though, interestingly, in this game, whereas in Doom Eternal it was everywhere, is that things like this, these windows, they're actually don't have ray traced reflections on them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't know why, actually.
That is weird.
They're also not in the path tracing version. I don't know if that's oversight or it's just because it uses that strange material. This game has this like thing that they did for Doom 2016 where stuff behind it looks a bit like fogged over.
Right.
Material sorting is not that great there.
That does look weird.
Yeah, they're on the wrong plane of existence. But yeah, that would be a cool area to see path tracing be pushed into because like this is done through nice hacks, but you could actually get proper sorting here with path tracing. It'd be ridiculously expensive, but you know. Yeah, that's one area where it's just not in here. These, for some reason, still don't have reflections, these windows.
Oh, one more thing. Take a look at these moving shadows here on this wall.
Oh, yeah.
Because you actually get to see because that fence or whatever shadow is closer to the wall than whatever's moving. So you're getting that super diffuse reflection from a distance, which is what you would probably see with a light, the sunlight behind that thing. Whereas on mine, whatever that is moving, it's way too sharp for the distance that it's being cast from.
Yeah,
right. It looks the same as the fence, basically.
That's one thing. I mean, this game does have some larger outdoor views, so that is a cool benefit of it. No longer any of the strange rasterization issues, as well as no shadow cascades. Like on the level where you're flying as the dragon, you can see the shadow cascades pretty easily. So those should be gone now too.
What is that actually?
I think it's one of the giant sentinel robots fighting a big dude. Oh, I just fell down.
Shoot, I fell down. Me too.
Yeah. It is. No, I think it's actually this. It's a giant tentacle monster in the
giant
background.
Tentacle thing. You're right. And there's the other big monster in the scene. Looking good. Yeah. He's here to say thanks for watching Digital Foundry.
Yes. If you did like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, hit that little bell in the corner to be informed as soon as Digital Foundry posts a video. As always, follow us on social media. And this is John and Alex saying Auf Wiedersehen und
tear and rip. Wait.